Why are there multiple versions of the Bible?
When you say why are there different versions of the Bible? What do you mean by versions of the Bible? What do you mean by that?
Like the New Testament, the Old Testament.
That's all in the same Bible.
Then why is there contradictions in it?
There are none. You there? Sophia, you there? So you asked me earlier about the Old and the New Testament, right? They're all in the same book. These are the Old and the New Testament is the book that the Quran says that Allah revealed and confirms.
Okay, so is God a man?
He became man.
So he changed.
No, it's not a change. His divine nature doesn't change. He just took on another nature. His divine nature didn't change. Do you believe that Allah descends to the earth?
Allah does not descend to the earth.
Are you a Sunni Muslim?
I'm a Muslim. I don't ascribe with none of those sects.
Do you follow Hadith?
Authentic, yeah.
Okay. All right. I want to show you something and I want to get your thoughts on it. Okay. This is relevant to both of our worldviews on whether God changes if he does something or not. Okay. So you said that Allah does not descend. And why do you believe Allah does not descend?
Allah descends to the lowest heaven in the last third of the night.
There you go.
Physically, as a person, no.
Well, it says Allah himself descends. So
to the lowest heaven, not to earth. Not actually being as a person on earth.
Well, he descends to the lowest heaven. So does that mean that he's changing from one location to another?
You don't understand?
Yes. Is he changing from one location to another? When he goes to the lowest heaven, when he descends to the lowest heaven, is he changing from one location to the next?
What does descending mean?
To go down.
Descending means, yeah, exactly.
So do you believe that Allah, when he goes down to the lowest heaven, that his location is changing from one place down to another?
Allah is capable of all things. At the last third of the night, he descends. But in the Bible specifically, it says God does not change.
You said Allah is capable of all things?
Yes.
That's good. So if I say that God is capable of all things and therefore he can take on a human nature without changing, is that possible?
Then no, because that contradicts
so God can't do all things.
He does not change.
Hold on. So God can't do all things then?
That specifically contradicts.
No. In Malachi 3:6, it talks about how God doesn't change his word because he promises to preserve Israel and to save them and not destroy them. So he's not going to go back on his word like how man does. You'll see that in Malachi. You'll see that in Hosea and in Israel.
And Baqarah verse 6. Whether you warn them or not, they're going to disbelieve. So.
I agree, because I just warned you, and you're still disbelieving. It's
no, you're not making a point. Sorry, but
do you believe that Allah can take on a shape that fits your imagination?
No, absolutely not. Can we look at the sun for a couple of seconds without going blind? No. If you think you're capable of seeing God, then that's just logical.
So you think that whoever teaches that that Allah can show up in a shape that, matches your mind and your imagination of him, that person is a liar?
God is not like any of his creation.
Right. So someone is teaching that they're like teaching false teaching, you would say?
Yeah, 100%, because we cannot imagine God.
Right. Okay, that's
not like his creation.
That sounds reasonable. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Keep going. You're making sense. Go ahead.
So if you say Jesus is God, Jesus is a man, and God is God. Jesus doesn't equal God. God equals God. You cannot imagine God.
Okay. I want to show you something really quick. Nearest to the mind. Okay. Let's see if this pops up for me fast enough. I hate when I put in keywords and the exact hadith doesn't come up fast enough. I got to scroll down and find it. It's so annoying. Like, dude, you know what I'm asking for. Thank you. Goodness. All right. Are you there with me, sis?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to show you this hadith really quick. Okay. It's in Sahih Bukhari, so it's authentic. And it's actually, it's about seeing Allah on the day of resurrection. Okay.
Yeah, that's something totally different. The believers, as a reward, they're going to be able to see Allah, our creator. Mm-hmm. But just to be on earth, that's not possible.
Now, it's interesting because it says this in Sahih Bukhari 4581. It says, I'm going to go to the relevant part here. It says, then Allah, the Lord of the worlds, will come to them in a shape nearest to the picture they had in their minds about him. So this says that Allah is going to appear in a way that you imagined him. So would you say that this is false teaching? Because right, we can't imagine Allah. We can't picture him in our minds, right?
Yeah, in this world, no.
In any world.
No. In paradise, we will be able to see. As for the believers, they will be able to see.
Will they be able to imagine Allah?
In this world, no.
Yeah. So when is it that people had pictures and shapes, pictures of Allah in their minds? When is this? Because this is on the day of resurrection. So this is before that, because this is past tense. So before the day of resurrection, before they're seeing Allah, they had pictures of him in their minds.
No, I have never seen that.
Yeah, but so notice,
word.
Understand what I'm saying? Like this is talking about the day of resurrection, right? And so during the day of resurrection, you're going to get a chance to see Allah. But the way that you're going to see Allah is in a way that you pictured him in your mind before the day of resurrection, because it said he's going to show up in the shape that's nearest to the picture that they had in their minds about him. So this is past tense. This is before the day of resurrection.
Okay, no. You will not be able to see God until you enter paradise. So if you're just on the day of resurrection, you're not going to be able to see God.
Right. You're not going to be able to see him until the day of resurrection. And when you do see him, he's going to appear to you in a way that you pictured him. He's going to fit your imagination. You get what I'm saying?
Maybe the word in Arabic has a different meaning, because I have never read this.
The word in Arabic is like, it's I forgot how to say it, but it's like shape or image, picture. So it's saying the same thing even in the Arabic. It just, it's pretty clear. So would we say that Muhammad is teaching a false teaching, saying that we can imagine Allah?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. So now let me ask you this. When it says that Allah is going to come in a shape that's nearest to the picture that you have in your mind about him, does this mean that Allah is changing when he's taking on different shapes?
Allah is capable of all things.
Is he changing?
We cannot physically imagine.
So I will give you the same answer, my beautiful sister, that God can do all things. He's capable of all things, and we cannot imagine him. We cannot imagine, any of his attributes. We cannot imagine him. So therefore, he can take on human flesh. He can become man, and that's it. He's capable of all things. He could do far beyond what we imagine.
What about Malachi 3:6?
Yes, I already explained that to you. Malachi 3:6. It's about God not changing in his word. Let's go ahead and look at that in context, because that's a good question. You're asking a valid question, sister. I'm just trying to help you get the understanding of it, okay? So Malachi 3. Let's go to verse 6. Let's read it in context. Watch. It says, verse 5. Then I will draw near to you for judgment. I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, against the adulterers, against those who swear falsely, against those who oppress the hired workers in his wages, the widow and fatherless, against those who thrust aside the sojourner and do not fear me, says the Lord of hosts. So he just gave a promise, right? He just gave a promise of who he's going to exact judgment on, right? So now watch what he says. For I, the Lord, do not change. Therefore, O children of Jacob, so therefore you, O children of Jacob, are not consumed. Why? Because the Lord doesn't change. He doesn't lie. He doesn't go back on his word.
Okay, but Jesus changes, does he not? Like he gets hungry?
He never changes his word. Is there ever a time where Jesus changed his word? Where he promised to do something and he didn't do it?
In the Bible, God does not get tempted, but Jesus got tempted.
Sister, in the Bible, they tempted the Lord their God in the wilderness, it says. That's why Jesus even responds to Satan and says, you shall not tempt the Lord your God, as it said, that is written. So you shouldn't put him to the test. You shouldn't test him, which is what is happening in the wilderness. So does it make sense from a Christian perspective that because, and even from a Muslim perspective, your perspective, that God can do anything, we cannot even fathom his abilities, which means that if God says that he took on human flesh, then we affirm it because he's capable of all things further than what we can imagine and comprehend. Is that fair to say?
Is saying God took on the form of a human fair to say?
Yes, without diminishing his own divine nature, because he is capable of all things. Is that fair to say? Because he's capable of all things?
Yeah, but it's completely different, because if the Lord does not change, that's
Sister,
okay. It's also not. It's just not logical.
Okay, sister.
If you believe that Jesus,
really
the
quick,
Lord, and the Spirit are an essence of one, it doesn't make sense.
Really quick. What did you understand from my answer to you when we just read Malachi 3:5-6? What did you understand from what I said? Remember about
don't fear God. That's just.
Say that again.
The whole purpose of the 5th verse is don't fear God.
Don't fear God.
The whole purpose of it. Yeah.
I feel like you're not paying attention.
It mentions the people.
I feel like you're not paying attention when I'm talking. Like, are you paying attention?
It mentions the people that God will punish. So it says, do not fear him if you're like not doing those things. But it doesn't make sense.
And then he says, for I, the Lord, do not change. Therefore, you, O children of Jacob, are not consumed. Because God promised to preserve them, right? And save them, correct? Right?
Sure.
So because God promised to protect Israel, he's not going to consume them and then go against his word, meaning changing his mind and changing what he said. So in context, when it says, for I, the Lord, do not change, he's talking about his promises, correct? And how he keeps his word. Does that make sense? Okay,
sure. But either way, is God in essence with Jesus and the Holy Spirit?
You mean, is the Father does he have the same essence as the Son and the Spirit?
No, like are they all like equal? Because Jesus died.
Equal in what way?
Like are they like part of each other?
God is not made up of parts, Sophia. So what do you mean exactly? Like you got to break it down more.
Because I remember seeing a verse in the Bible. It says something like I, the Father are one.
Oh, I and the Father are one. Yeah. John 10:30.
Yeah, so if that's basically 2 in 1, so that's parts.
No,
and Jesus is a man and God is God. So
that's not a part, sister. That's just another mode of existence of the nature of God. So when you have the nature of God consists of 3 distinct persons, they are one, not separate, not divisible. They're one. So even though there's a distinction between the Father and Son in their personhood and their mode of existence, they are one and inseparable in their essence, in their nature.
Okay, but that doesn't logically make sense.
Why?
Because who created the man and who created the spirit?
The Spirit of God is eternal. It's not created.
Okay, so who created the man?
So God did. The Father prepared a physical body for the Son to indwell.
Okay, but if he and the Father are one, then that means that the Father came before him. No, that doesn't make sense.
If they're one, that means that they've always existed together, right?
Can a man?
Wait, just really quick.
Jesus.
Do you believe the Quran is created?
The Quran is not created. No.
Right. So that means that the Quran has always existed with Allah, right?
The Quran has always existed. It was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Right. Now, let me ask you this: did the Quran become a book?
Yeah, it was revealed to him by the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ by an angel, and then it was memorized, and then it was taught to others, and then it was written in a book.
And then it was written down in a book. Very good.
Yeah.
So we have the Quran that has an uncreated nature to it that has always existed. So, like for example, if I were to, let's say I have a Quran right here. I actually have 3 different ones. If I take one of these different Qurans and let's say, burn one, right? Let's say I burn all of them. Does that mean that the uncreated Quran has now been destroyed and burned?
No, because guess what? It's memorized.
So I got you. So you have the Quran basically then has 2 natures. It has a eternal, uncreated nature that can't be destroyed. And then it has a physical nature that can be burned, that can be ripped, that can be, written on and stuff like that, right?
Because either way, if you memorize it, then what does memorize mean? That you already know it, and then you'll just teach it to others and others.
Right. So the Quran has 2 natures. It has a nature that's uncorrupted that's uncreated and not physical before it entered this world, and it took on a form of a book and the minds of man. Oh no,
it didn't literally just poof and it's a book. it was written because it was revealed.
Right. So it became a book.
Memorized and taught.
I understand. So it eventually became a book, right? It took on a physical form of a book, right?
Yeah, it was written, yeah.
Okay. So you have the Quran that existed in a non-physical state with Allah for eternity, has always been. And then you have it taking on a physical nature in a book, eventually being written down here on earth in our created realm, right? Right?
I don't understand what you're saying.
If I take a physical Quran and let's say every Muslim on the planet lost their memory and every
that's just not how it works.
Oh, well, hold on. Just listen to this. If every physical Quran got burnt and deleted off the face of the earth, and every Muslim lost their memory.
There's no ifs.
It's called just follow the hypothetical. Just follow. It's a thought.
No, it's no hypothetical because
just follow the thought.
Allah already said it's going to be preserved, so it's going to be preserved.
This is how we critically think. Please just work with me. I'm trying to show you something because you're saying you're not getting it. So maybe you'll get it with this thought experiment. All the Qurans get burned on the planet. Gone. Every Muslim loses their memory. Would the Quran now be destroyed then?
That's not how it works.
So would the Quran be destroyed if the Quran got erased?
Allah's word does not change. There's no ifs. No ifs.
All right. Well, it just like, what does that verse say in chapter 2, verse 6? You can show them, but they would still deny it, right? Is that what the verse says?
Yep. Thank you for proving it.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
May Allah guide you.
May Jesus guide you off the stage. Nope. It's not how it works. Nope. Not how it works. Nope. No ifs. Not how it works.